hell of a thing you just pulled off, Commander. Curing the genophage? I never thought I'd see the day.
Rex has agreed to help the Turians, Admiral. We should get their full support.
I take it that leaves the Solarians out of the equation.
The cost of their support was too high, sir.
Well, I'll defer to your judgment on that, Commander. Let's hope we don't need them. Hackett, out.
Commander, Erdnot Rex has begun sending troops to Palaven. You kept your end of the bargain, and now I'll keep mine.
About frickin' time.
The Turian hierarchy will stand with humanity against the Reapers.
I'm glad we can help each other out. It's the only way we're gonna defeat the Reapers.
That much is certain. To that end, several dry dock ships are ready to help build the Crucible. Garrus will coordinate them.
Yes, sir.
And when the time comes to deploy it, the full measure of our fleet will be there for Earth. May the spirits watch over us all.
I'll start managing Turian support right away, Shepard. You must be exhausted. Morden dying, it can't be easy.
I'll sleep when I'm dead.
We both know you need a clear head to win a war. There's no room for mistakes here. You should catch some shut-eye. I'll make sure Joker doesn't launch any suicide missions.
Anything happens, you let me know.
Here we are back in this dream world again. You see, it's not just the kid. He's being affected by the deaths of everybody that happens around him. He's hearing the voice of Morden now. All the death and everything that's been happening.
Go get him, Commander. I'll see you all when you get back.
And there's Ashley. Death for everybody that's happened around him. It's finally getting to him. Maybe he feels guilty because these are people he feels like he should have been in.
You come up with, you can count me in.
He should have been protecting, but he wasn't able to.
Shepard, now go back and get the lieutenant and get the hell out of here. You know it's the right choice, LT.
But we really don't need to see the kid burning again.
It's open.
Shepard, there's something you need to hear.
All right.
Is this a bad time?
Does it look like a good time?
Thinking of some friends who aren't around thanks to this war.
That's thanks to the Reapers, not you. Are you thinking about anyone in particular?
We'll go with Ashley. She should have been the one to survive Vermile, but no, I'd let Caden live.
Ashley, back on Vermeer. She gave her life stopping Sovereign. I wonder what she'd make of fighting a whole fleet of Reapers.
If I had to guess, Ashley would call it target practice.
Yeah. Sounds like her.
Creepy smile. Creepy, creepy smile.
Didn't you have something for me?
The Solarian Counselor has an urgent matter.
Let me guess. She called the comm room?
The Council must be taking the Crucible seriously. I'll see you downstairs.
Commander.
Can I help you, Counselor?
Shepard, I want you to understand that I owe my position to you, and it's not something that I take lightly. Were it not for you, that weak-minded Counselor Valorn would still be alive, leading the Solarians down the sewage pipe. But now I'm forced to champion a cure for the genophage. It's like saying we need a hurricane to put out a wildfire.
It's not a wildfire. It's the death of the galaxy. Drum that into your people's heads. They'll follow you.
A short-term solution, but the short term may be all we have. Has a ring to it. But that is not the only reason I contacted you. The other regards humanity's Counselor Udina. We need to talk about his activities. The less than legal ones. Come see me next time you're on the Citadel. Ishil out.
Commander, Admiral Hackett's available on VidCom.
Okay.
Commander Shepard, something you need to talk about?
What do you got for me, bro?
What's our state of readiness, Admiral?
I won't lie, Shepard. We're bogged down. Things aren't looking good in most sectors. We need to increase the tempo and chalk up some wins, otherwise this won't end well for the human race. Or any race.
What about the extra help we've picked up along the way?
The Krogan and Turians have obviously been a big help. Urdnot Rex running the show is a bonus for us. And that female Krogan you rescued is rallying more support from the other clans. I'm glad you disabled that bomb in Tuchanka. We could have lost a lot of Krogan support. As it is, we picked up some Turian troops.
Good to hear. How about the Solarians?
Interesting wrinkle. We've been getting back-channel commitments from the strike teams within STG. They're promising to back us.
Even after I cured the genophage?
Our intel suggests there are cracks developing between the military and the politicians. These STG guys know the score. They're not going to jeopardize the entire Solarian Union just because some Delatras didn't get her way.
Okay, now we are getting some Solarian support here. Just not as much as I think we would have gone had we actually gone and sabotaged the genophage cure.
What about Arya's mercenaries?
Arya Talok, there's someone I never thought we'd be in bed with. The Blood Pack will be useful. And violent. Mostly Vorcha, I hear. The Eclipse are providing troops and mechs. When we find a Reaper soft spot, they'll help us hit it. Don't want to know how you got Arya's cooperation, but whatever you did, it was worth it.
Do you know how the other races are doing against the Reapers?
Believe it or not, the Turians and Krogan actually seem to be getting along. Urdnot Rex has deployed troops, and they're giving the Reapers a moment of pause. The Solarians are still hanging on to Sirkesh, but the Reapers are starting to breathe down their necks, too.
What about the Asari?
They have to be feeling the heat. The Reapers are moving fast with the obvious intent of taking Thessia. Interestingly, the Reapers are leaving Parnak alone. It's the Yogg homeworld.
Can't say that I blame them. Yogg have teeth.
Well, if we lose this war, it might be them running the next cycle. It's easy to forget the Reapers don't destroy every species.
Just the ones who can threaten them.
The Yogg are the gigantic creatures that we saw back at the Solarian homeworld in Sirkesh. They were in the sort of force field cells. Also, the Shadow Broker was a Yogg. Now, the way that these guys seem to believe that, or at least it was implied that they believe the reason why the Reapers haven't invaded the Yogg homeworld was because they are too much of a threat. But I think what it actually is, the Reapers do not attack any species that does not have the technology to fight back. They wait for a species to develop technologically, have space travel, use the mass relay networks and the Citadel and all that kind of crap. The Yogg are not a spacefaring race. They have the technological ability of like 20th century Earth. So they're nowhere near anything for the Reapers to pay attention to.
Any word on the Volus and Elcor?
The Turians and the Krogan sent forces to the Volus homeworld, Irun. It might not be enough, but at least they've got Reaper forces bogged down in a nasty ground war. As for Elcor, they're still in the fight, though our projections show the Reapers encroaching on their territory soon.
Have we heard anything from the Quarians or Geth?
Something might be brewing near the Geth border, but our intel is sketchy. News is getting harder to come by as things get worse.
Well, keep in mind that the Quarians have been after the Geth for 300 years, and anything that the Quarians do, they may not see the Reapers as a big threat, because the Reapers attack planets, not ships. The Quarians may be seeing Geth as the bigger threat, and maybe getting ready to do something about that instead. Terrible misappropriation, but hey.
What happened to the Batarians?
Never stood a chance, hit by the Reapers straight out of the gate. And without any allies to call on, I think the Batarians are history.
Whole species went... Well, all the Batarian species hasn't gone completely extinct yet, because any Batarian that wasn't on, like, their homeworld or anything like that, is still alive. There are still Batarians on the Citadel and stuff. But given the number of cannibals we've been seeing running around, it's willing to bet that a majority of the Batarians were wiped out by the Reapers.
Nothing more, sir.
Keep me posted. Hack it out.
Okay, now we have run of the ship. See that Rex and oh geez, Victus. Yeah, that's his name. They're not in this room anymore. They won't be on Normandy anymore. Let's check out the war terminal. Ooh, look. Our strength is way over the minimum. We're actually doing pretty good now. Krogan, 705 points of support. That is a lot. It's a good idea having these guys come aboard. Solarians, only 20. That's still just from the same guy. So the Solarians haven't really pledged any support. Taurians, mostly Marines and ships. They do have an engineering corps. Okay, there we go. But so far, the Krogan are providing the biggest support, aside from the Alliance, because, you know, that's humanity.
Bethany, you see the vids of the Maw taking down the Reaper? Man, I wish I could have been there.
I'm just glad the diplomats are off the ship. A Krogan and a Turian in the same room is a fight waiting to happen.
Yeah, that sounded like a bad idea, didn't it?
Alright, my turn. What's the first order an Alliance commander gives at the start of combat?
I give up.
Correct.
Alright, big guy. What do you call it when a Turian gets killed by a horrible spiky monster?
Friendly fire. Come on, that one goes back to Shang-Chi.
You gotta respect the classics.
How many humans does it take to activate a dormant mass relay?
602. 600 to vote on it, 1 to ask the Asari for technical help, and 1 to request a seat on the council afterward. How do you know when a Turian's out of ammo?
He switches to the stick up his ass as a backup weapon. Why does the Alliance hire pilots with brittle bone disease?
You're shitting me! The Turian military has one about me?
Oh, absolutely. I heard it myself from a private back on Palaven.
Alright, why does the Alliance hire pilots with brittle bone disease?
So their Marines can beat someone in hand-to-hand drills.
Damn, you need to tell James that one. Hey, what's the hardest part about treating a Turian who took a rocket to one side of his face?
Figuring out which side took the rocket.
Never thought I'd see the Krogan and the Turians team up. Even the Reapers have to be a little nervous about pissing them off.
I'd say more than a little.
I'm sorry about Morden.
He was a good man.
Yeah, he was always running those tests. And one time he tagged me in the middle of the night to ask how many livers humans had. And this bump on my elbow? He said it was just a mild bone deformation, but I'm pretty sure he stuck a probe in there.
Glad it was just your elbow.
I always thought he was crazy. Useful, but crazy. then he gives up his own life.
To save the Krogan. Doesn't do much to disprove the crazy theory, huh?
I guess not. But he was one of ours.
So now that we got the Krogan and the Turians, what now?
The Krogan help us turn the tide on Palaven. They can shoot at something useful for a change.
Dig till we hit daylight, huh? Works for me.
So how does it feel knowing Krogan will be singing songs about you until the end of time? I think it would be an honor.
There's enough misery in this universe. It's nice to see something go right for a change.
Can't say I've ever really witnessed history in the making like this. Well, except for Sovereign attacking the Citadel, and then there was the Collector base, but this one felt good. And let's hope Rex keeps running the show on Tuchanka. Maybe we should hire a food taster for him. Imagine the carnage if someone like that brother of his, Reeve, took over.
It could happen.
I know, it's a chance we have to take, but I have to say, if it wasn't my own world that needed the help, I might have taken that Solarian deal.
Yeah, I was tempted.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't consider it.
Anyone would have second thoughts about the Krogan. They just better remember you didn't act on it and return the favor.
Your head just turned around way too far, Shepard. That was kind of creepy. See, Edie isn't up here anymore.
I wonder where all the Krogan will live now. I've never seen what you'd call a house on Tuchanka.
Commander?
I wonder where all the Krogan will live now.
Yeah.
What you'd call a house on Tuchanka.
Fortunately, Rex's brother is dead.
Admiral Hackett has requested your help with a Cerberus fighter base on Liara.
Alright.
Look at that galaxy map. Do you know how many strategy games are built from that interface?
You play strategy games?
A few. Most are too flashy, though. I prefer chess. I have a set made from rose quartz and hematite back home. I like the feel of something solid in my hands.
Well, now that I know your weakness, we may have to try a game.
It'd be more fun than playing Edie. Edie doesn't sweat.
You sweat playing chess?
Depends on how much fun we're having.
I'm not quite sure how to take that.
The Turians have given us top-level access to their combat data. Their ships are already moving in to help the Alliance fleet. You actually secured a Krogan-Turian alliance. It's one thing to hear about Commander Shepard. It's another to see him in action.
Holy hell, she just twisted her head around like all the way to the back.
Commander?
Ah, jeez, everyone's so freaky. Alrighty. It's gonna be a long episode, I can tell you that much. We should see Morden's name on here somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Right above Shepard's head. Anytime someone dies in this game, with, I think, one exception, you'll find their names being put on this plaque. Oh, no, there's no one in there, never mind.
Any sign of life?
The Reaper destroyed by the Thresher Maw appears to be completely inert, Doctor. We would need to send in teams to be sure.
Out of the question. Tell the Krogan to stay away.
Yeah. Nothing. What a disappointment. That's not needed to know.
Working on anything?
I'm helping decode some of the Crucible's designs, or trying to. Theoretical particle physics based on specialized base 12 mathematics aren't exactly my specialty. And Javik is his usual forthcoming self. I'd trade my last 100 years to resurrect even one Prothean scientist to help us. I had something I wanted to show you, Shepard. Could we meet in your cabin when you have a moment? I want to show you something I've been working on.
A pleasure to see you.
I don't think we're gonna find Garrus in here because he was up in the CIC. Yep. Now that Morden is gone, we'll find Dr. Chakwas back in the medbay.
I'm glad to see we have Garrus back. I wanted to help with his scars, but I think he actually likes them. Good to see you, Commander.
Garrus is a bit of a lunatic. Here's Edie, just standing there, staring at whatever that is. A little weird. She doesn't say anything. If it wasn't for the fact that she's moving around a little bit, I'd swear that the machine was probably turned off. You can't go in there, although I should be able to. There's something I'm going to have to do. Next episode, I'm going to head to the Citadel and get something handled there. Then we'll be able to go into that room.
Commander.
You settling in, Javik?
I believe some of the crew wishes to be my friend. That is not my purpose here. Also, I find I need to wash my hands. The residue of the ship is strong.
How so?
I have been exploring. There are traces of those who lived on the Normandy before. I detected a human female. Her genetic structure was unnatural, as if artificially created.
Sounds like Miranda.
And a Drell. There was illness in him.
Thane.
And a Krogan who lived in these quarters. He was undergoing a metamorphosis. His memories were confused, not organic to his mind. There was great confusion and turmoil.
I still can't wrap my head around that. Reading information like you do.
For my people, it was as natural as breathing.
Evolution's an amazing force.
Our scientists believed it was the only force in the galaxy that mattered. They called it the cosmic imperative. The strong flourished, the weak perished. The governments of your cycle seem concerned with ensuring the survival of all.
Was this imperative just your scientist's opinion? Or did they prove something we don't know?
The universe had already proven it. They only had to look around.
And saw what exactly?
Extinction is the rule of law in the cosmos, the natural order of things. The weakest species are doomed.
Well, here's the thing. You seem to be all so quick to point out our flaws, yet you're the ones that got your asses kicked.
It's the duty of the strong to protect the weak. Otherwise, we'd have anarchy.
But those who had nothing to offer would be eliminated.
So conflict should be a way of life?
Evolution demands it. The strong grow stronger by dominating the weak. It is for the greater good of all. Though I do not think your Asari approves of my beliefs.
Liara? I think she just had a different idea about what Protheans were like.
We are all a product of our time. Had I been born in this cycle, perhaps I would be the noble scholar she wishes me to be.
Maybe. Or maybe you'd still be a soldier.
I do wonder sometimes. Living a life of constant war, taking life in every battle.
Does it get to you?
It shapes me, as stone is shaped by the one who carves it. The stone has no choice in the form it will take. You and I, Commander. War is our sculptor, and we are prisoners to its design.
Maybe not much longer. We win this, and we'll both be set free.
You have killed a Reaper. I would like to have seen it. No matter. There will be more.
Plenty more.
Yes. A difficult fight remains. I have heard about the offer the Solarians made. I would have accepted it, and not told the Krogan. Morality and friendship do not matter now. Your allies are simply resources to use against the Reapers.
But there's a problem with accepting the Solarian offer. In the event that I did that, there's a possibility that Rex would return later on in the game, say, I know what you did, and he will have discovered the ruse. He would have pulled the Krogan support, so I wouldn't have had them anyway. This is a little less screwy, and just as effective, I think.
If the Krogan seek retribution for the past, do not waste time on sterility plagues. Destroy them where they stand. In the meantime, they are useful cannon fodder against the Reapers. Do not care what others think. Do what you must.
Commander, remember the problem I mentioned? About a core overload possibly venting into the engineering compartment? Daniels, Donnelly, Edie, and I have been brainstorming and comparing notes.
You see, the venting occurs when IES sinks are in a back cycle, at the same moment the main core is at peak draw, such as from sustained kinetic.
What Kenneth means to say is that we're pretty sure we can make the system safer.
We just need a GX-12 thermal pipe. Unfortunately, we're cut off from Alliance supply chains. Could you keep an eye out for one the next time you're on the Citadel, Commander? I've got the specs right here.
Are these modifications really necessary?
It's a safety issue, not exactly critical. Under extreme conditions, like heavy bombardment to the kinetic barriers while traveling at peak flight speeds, plasma can vent into this compartment.
It would vaporize anyone standing in this room.
That sounds more serious than just a safety issue.
Well, under those conditions, odds are you're about to lose the entire ship anyway.
But we want every advantage we can get, right?
I'll look for one next time we go to the Citadel.
Thanks, Commander.
We won't actually have to go to the Citadel. We can go down to that little shop, Cossack, that Cortez set up in the shuttle bay. And I may be able to just buy it right here. Nope, not buying that. It's provided I had actually gone to the... Ooh, fish! I'm buying me some fish. That's what I'll waste money on. And metagel capacity. And models. This is the kind of stuff I'll waste my money on. To hell with everybody else. That's a nice looking sniper rifle. Okay, I'll have to get to it later.
You think that cure they dispersed could do anything to us? We're not going to start growing scales or anything, right? Maybe now that we have the Krogan on board, we can go back to fighting the Reapers. I was looking at the specs on that Reaper you took out on Tuchanka. That was one of the small ones? Don't get me wrong. Ready when you are.
Hello, Commander. Hello, Commander.
Time to feed fish.
Liara,
You had something you wanted to discuss in my cabin?
Yes, I'll be right up.
Come on in.
Thank you. Could we sit? I've been thinking about the knowledge we gathered on the Reapers, and how easily it could be lost again. So, I put a plan in motion to preserve things for the future.
What's this?
A record of the galaxy. Information on the Reapers, relays, different cultures, and blueprints of the Crucible. But there's one entry I wanted your opinion on.
Which one?
Your own. I'd be honored to have your input. How would you like history to remember you?
$50,000 years is a long time for a computer to sit around.
Please, I was an archaeologist. I know what I'm doing. I'm encasing these records in time capsules and seeding copies on multiple planets. And while it's not foolproof, the VI I'm installing has every translation and linguistics program I could find.
So it's an information guide like Vigil on Ilos?
Yes, I've been preparing it for some time.
And it will be a privilege to guide the future discoverers of these records. Have you decided what you would like Dr. Tassoni to write in your entry, Commander?
This is sort of like the Prothean beacons, which warned Shepard in Mass Effect 1 about the Reapers coming. It did manage to save them, or at least hold off the Reaper invasion. Who's to say this isn't a bad idea, if, in the event that we fail?
You know me well enough to fill in the blanks, Liara.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'd like it to be your call.
All right. Let's begin with the fact that Earth's most famous officer was born and raised in space. The commander was also a powerful biotic, nearly unstoppable when he charged into a fight. He was a soldier and a leader, one who made peace where he could. And it was a privilege to know him.
Careful, this doesn't sound like a diary.
I can't help myself. You're a good friend, Shepard.
You've been there for me too, Liara.
No, I haven't. I wish I could have joined you back on Ilium.
You made up for it.
Well, I suppose I did just write your name in the stars.
Okay, we've just finished up everything we can be doing on the Normandy. Tune for the next episode, and we will probably head back to the Citadel.